dotted line shows the highest price ever, an all-time high of $99.8 thousand. That's only $200 short of the 100K. And in fact, if we round the 99.8, we'll get that 100K. If there's an all-time high, more follow. Also in the last bull market, when there was an all-time high to 20,000, more all-time highs. And that range, 3x from here would be 300,000 and 10x would be a million, which coincidentally is the range of the stock to flow. So it's very consistent. Very interesting times ahead.
Bitcoin just hit a record price, touching $99.8 thousand, and the road to $100,000 seems inevitable. But what happens next? Is this just the beginning of a massive surge? Plan B, the mind behind Bitcoin's stock-to-flow model, gives us an inside look at Bitcoin's future price potential.
Right now, this dotted line, colored dotted line, shows the highest price ever, an all-time high of $99.8 thousand. That's only $200 short of the 100K. And in fact, if we round the 99.8, we'll get that 100K number. And also the monthly close was a little bit lower at 96.4K, still an all-time high. Last all-time high was in March this year at 71. So that one was a bit special because normally, if we look historically, if we have a new all-time high, that's after the halving. And the halving is where this dotted line jumps. Same here. New all-time high after the dotted line, after the halving. Here too. New all-time high after the halving. Here it was before the halving. So that was strange. It was, I guess, the FOMO around the ETFs, but that resulted in more than a half a year of trading range between 60 and 70K. We broke out that trading range and we now have a new all-time high. I think this is the real all-time high that's much more comparable to the historical ones. Now, if we look at the historical all-time highs, what you see is that more all-time highs follow. If there's an all-time high, more follow. Also in the last bull market, when there was an all-time high to 20,000, more all-time highs follow. So I think that will be next for the couple of, I think 6 or what months, more all-time highs. Now the color in this price chart is RSI, Relative Strength Indicator. It's a technical analysis indicator, and note that I normally use months until the next halving as a color, or the state of the market, bull, bear, as a color. Right now the color is RSI, so don't mix those two up. And RSI is an index between 100 and 0, and everything above 50 is an uptrend, everything below 50 is a downtrend. So Bitcoin is usually above 50 in an uptrend. You can see that from the chart. And in bear markets, it's in a downtrend and it's blue. So right now, at the all-time high, the RSI is 75, orange color. 75, orange color here. And so what's interesting is that the RSI shows cycles. It shows greed and fear. It shows overbought, oversold. It shows bull and bear in colors, right? It's red, blue, it goes to red, it goes to blue. It bounces between the extreme numbers. And right now we are coming from a bear market, blue, going towards a bull market of red. And in my opinion, red is next for the next couple of months. Means an RSI of 80 or more. And it will be much like 2021, 2017, and 2013. And you can look at the RSI also as the steepness of the slope of this price line. So if it's very steep up, it's red, and when it's steep down, it's blue. I expect the rate of change, so that the monthly return, to increase, and that's exactly what that very high RSI, the red dots, a very RSI of 80 plus is. Now, what's also interesting, if you look at the last bull market, the first orange dot was here at 20,000, and then it went all the way to 60,000. So that's a 3x. Same in 2017. The orange dots are here, just above 1,000, and the bull market went way above it. All the red dots brought the Bitcoin price way above 10,000. That was a 10x. So 10x, 3x would be very interesting to see that happening next year. And that range, 3x from here would be 300,000 and 10x would be a million, which coincidentally is the range of the stock to flow. So it's very consistent. Very interesting times ahead. Next thing is moving average. That's the thick black line. And the moving average is right now 42,000. And that's the average of the last 200 weeks. That's 4 years. Every price, take the average of that, 42,000. And the moving average it acts as a floor for the Bitcoin price in a bear market. So when the color is blue, it usually touches or hugs that or goes a little below that moving average line, and in that way it's a floor. And you could say or ask the question, will we never go above this or below this 42,000 again? I think probability is high that we never go below 42,000. If history is any guide, the Bitcoin price will increase sharply from here. Why? It moves away from the moving average. In every bull market after the Bitcoin price hugged a moving average, it moved away, it diverged from that black line. And that's what we're seeing right now as well. And the question then becomes, how high can it go? Well, the moving average here in 2020 was about 7,000 and it went to 70,000 here, so that's roughly a 10x. In 2017 the moving average was about 500 when the orange dot was there, 500, and then the all-time high was at say 10,000. That's a 20x from the moving average. Moving average today is 42. Imagine a 10x or 20x from that.
Bitcoin's price has surged past its previous all-time high, and if history teaches us anything, it's that more all-time highs are likely to follow. Plan B, using the RSI and stock-to-flow models, suggests we're entering a phase similar to past bull markets. RSI, a key indicator, is signaling bullish momentum with the possibility of reaching 80 or higher, just like in 2017 when Bitcoin saw its price soar. Plan B points out that the stock-to-flow model predicts Bitcoin could reach up to $500,000 by 2028. Additionally, the realized price is climbing, reflecting the increasing demand and volume typical in a bull market. With the next halving just around the corner, Bitcoin's scarcity is set to drive its value even higher. Stick around to hear why Plan B believes the next few months could be explosive for Bitcoin.
Realized price is the gray line. It's 64 right now, 64,000. Realized price is a bit similar to the moving average, but it doesn't equally weight the prices like the moving average. The moving average looks at 4 years, all the prices, average and all months are equally weighted. The realized price looks at every month and how much Bitcoin transacted in that month on chain of the 20 million total Bitcoin. So if there is a month with very high volume, the price of that month is, or day or hour, depending how you look, that price of that high volume month is weighted more heavy. And that's why you see a different pattern in the realized price, because in bull markets it increases faster than the moving average, and in bear markets it's flatter than the moving average. And that means that in the bull markets there's more volume, and in the bear markets there's less volume than normal. And that is very consistent with the general feeling that people have. In bull markets everything is FOMO and crazy, and in bear markets nothing happens and it's boring. Bitcoin is boring, and the realized price is very mirrors that value very well. As you can see, the realized price started moving up quite drastically, and that's the signature of a bull market. We just woke up from this couple of years boring flat period and are now increasing sharply, like for example here in 2020 or here in 2017. So yeah, I expect more rise of the realized price until it knicks and goes flat again at the top or near the top of the next bull market. Until then, I expect the realized price to increase sharply on large volume, because that's the reason why it increases that sharply. Now stock to flow. That's the dotted line. And by the way, please take a look at my website, which has the original articles about stock to flow that I wrote in 2019. You'll understand my viewpoints even better if you read those articles. Contrary to the moving average and the realized price, which look backwards in time, stock to flow looks forward in time. So the target for the 2024-2028 average is about $500,000. And well, I must say all models are wrong, of course, but some are useful, and you should not focus on the exact outcomes too much and more on the logic and reasoning of a model. For example, this stock to flow model. And stock to flow says if an asset is scarcer, then it's of more value. So scarcity drives the value. All other things equal, of course. And thus the halvings are very important because the stock-to-flow ratio doubles in the halvings and the value should increase as well. That's what the model is saying. So the halvings are very important.
With all these factors in play, RSI, realized price, and the stock-to-flow model, Bitcoin is primed for incredible growth. Whether it's heading to $300,000, $500,000, or even $1 million, the future looks brighter than ever. Plan B's analysis gives us a glimpse into the next wave of Bitcoin's ascent, and if you're ready for the ride, now's the time to pay attention. Stay tuned for more updates.